And John, we're showing you rolling right. Looking good.
Right, normal roll.
We're showing him crossing the coastline flat.
Columbia, we show you crossing the coast now.
Right, yeah. We can go.
The shuttle is first sighted at about 100,000 feet with a long-range camera from Anderson Peak, California.
What a way to come to California.
In flat paddle, I still look perfect right on the nominal.
Roger that. Out of 112K, 4.8 Mach.
We see it this in a row.
We see Delaz 21 degrees.
A roll reversal is done over Bakersfield, California.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Chase has a tally.
Roger, checking.
And we're seeing 1.3 Gs coming around the hat.
Roger that.
The astronauts are making the final turn to line up with the runway.
Columbia, you're really looking good. Right on the money. Right on the money. And turning on to final, your winds on the surface are calm.
I got a win.
You're right on the glide slope, Columbia.
Yeah, clear, John.
Looks real good underneath. Everything looks real good.
Chase reports no tile or other damages evident underneath the shuttle. Columbia's altitude is now just over 5,000 feet.
Pretty clear.
Without power, Columbia must land. It cannot make another attempt.
You're coming. You're down. Feet. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Those gears come. 5, 4, 3, touchdown. Welcome home, skipper.
Columbia's on the roller.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful.
You want us to take it up the hangar, Joe?
We're going to dust it off first.
This is the world's greatest all-electric flying machine, I'll tell you that. It was super.
Okay, convoy's on its way.
Convoy on. We'll stop on the Columbia. We'll stop.
The maiden voyage of Columbia has been a success. The astronauts and the vehicle have met or exceeded all 144 flight test objectives. The integrity of all the systems, propulsion, avionics, structural, flight control, power, and thermal, have been affirmed. John Young's comments after returning home.
I can't tell you what a tribute that is to the American working man and the American working woman, too.
See that?
You can't imagine the variety of people who worked on this
vehicle. See this thing?
From all walks of life, all capabilities and limitations.
Oh,
it's all due to their individual efforts.
Oh,
they proved that they can do the job. They proved it for the world to see. And I'm mighty proud to be associated with folks like that.
What a tribute indeed. The Columbia represents an achievement in aerospace
John, you gotta get
technology
back in
and
the trailer.
development
Nah, I'm busy
never
right now.
before realized in the history of manned spaceflight.
Oh man!
It is our
You see that
basic
thing
building
land?
block
See
for
me
the
fly that
future.
thing? Oh man, whose
It's what
hand
we've
can I
been
shake?
trying to do for the last 10 years.
John, get back here.
We've got a vehicle with payload
we're good.
performance
Oh,
that
man.
will allow us to do that.
This is amazing.
Much cheaper than we've been able to do it before.
Still
It will
funny.
measurably improve the defensive capability of the country. It will help develop space science and technology.
Oh, Crip's cut off the here.
When we
too.
get
Yeah, no,
operational,
yeah. Crip,
the
gotta shake
space
everybody's
shuttle
hand.
will be
Shake-
able to
shake
do
their
in
hands.
5 to 10 years what it would have taken us 20 to 30 years to do otherwise.
Flip my pen.
We couldn't do it if we didn't have the space shuttle and that payload capability. And the sooner we do
It's
those
still
things,
funny.
the better off the country's going to be.
Yeah, right, John.
A revolutionary new era in space transportation has just begun.
That's my favorite. man.
Routine access to space. Welcome to the future.
Okay, I just, you know, like, for the people that have seen this before, you know what I'm talking about. But watch John Young, like, okay, so without the music, watch what I'm talking about here. So they're supposed to technically just get down and get into the astronaut truck. You're out in the middle of the desert with a flight suit on. It gets kind of hot, right? Watch this. Watch him come down. He's like, oh man, did you see that? I'm gonna shake. Oh, I dropped that. It's all right. Did you see that thing, man? You see me fly that thing? This thing's a beast. Look at this thing. Look at this damn plane. You, come over here. Come over here, man. I'm gonna shake your hand. Man, did you see that? I'm gonna shake your hand too. Oh man, this thing. I tell you, this thing is ridiculous. Oh, yeah. It's the best. You, get over here. I'm shaking your hand. The guy's like, all right. Then he just starts going and walking around the ship. They're like, hey, come back, John. Give me take. Nah, that's good. He goes over here. Man, whose hand can I shake? Where are you? I want to point out, guys, John Young is walking at the back of the shuttle. I've never said this before, but he's walking around the back of the shuttle. There's a reason why they're telling him to go away. Notice how all the guys around him have scape suits on, because these guys are designed to safe the shuttle to get the hydrazine. They're designed to they have scape suits on because they're evacuating the hydrazine. John Young's just walking around. He doesn't care. He does not care. Also, we need to figure out what happened to this truck. What kind of truck is it? 79. We need to figure out what happened to the 79. The 79 F-250 with the worm logo on it. We need to figure out what happened to this truck. Can anybody figure out where this truck went? But also, these guys have scape suits on. He's just walking around the back of the shuttle. You're not supposed to walk back there because there could be a hydrazine leak. He doesn't care. John Young doesn't care. He's like, man, whose hand can I shake? And then, oh, those are the hydrazine guys. Okay, yep, you guys did good. Bye. Yeah. Nah, they probably auctioned it off, Thomas, if I had to guess. Yeah, that 79. That 79 would be quite the thing to add to our collection of trucks, wouldn't it? I doubt it went into the scrapyard, Thomas. Here, check this out. They used that truck for a very long time. That was their... Here, check. Look at this landing footage from STS-128. Watch. So, here's the landing footage. This is STS-128, so this was just 10 years ago. Right? It's a great landing. Ooh. It may be a soda can. Yeah, maybe. It might be in a museum, guys, to be honest with you. A museum might have it. So, all good, right? There it is. 30 years later. There it is. Actually, that's an F-350. It's a dually. See? I was looking through this footage the other day and I saw it. So that means that thing served till the end of the shuttle program. That truck. It's probably still around. It's also very cool. And then there's Cool 2, which is a Mack. That's a nice truck. Sadly, we won't get something as big. Landing from space. Dream Tracer is the next best thing. Yeah. Also, shuttle is huge. I wonder what happened to this thing. We could probably put in a flyover request to see what happened. It's probably, like I said, it probably got auctioned off. Most of NASA's stuff did. How awesome would it be having that? It's got a dually. I'm not sure that they made a dually in '79 from the factory. This may have been retrofitted. Yeah, guys, that's a '79 F-250. That's the same size as Tough Enough. And that's not a small truck. Please see if you can inquire. Wouldn't that be cool to grab that, Sile? I should have probably thought about doing this 10 years ago when they auctioned it off, but I have a feeling the space shuttle won't be the last large glider to come back from space. Yeah. That, like I said, look at the people. This is 79. That's when they switched to the big bulky style. Well, not really. They did that in like 66. This kind of style, but that's still a big freaking truck, and it's got a dually out back. That's cool, man. There's two of them, too. There's another one on the other side. There's twins, Basil. Twins. Twin birds. Oh, that's so cool. Electrical power. Are those open panels underneath the external tank attachment points? Yep. Yeah, they have the ET. They have the ET points open. It's probably how they evac the systems. These trucks were used to get at the T0 and T1 carrier umbilicals on the shuttle, and those are connected. Those are the fuel lines for the shuttle, right? But they're also connected to the hydrazine systems on the OMS pods. They used it to get the hydrazine out of the pods. They evac them that way. I'm wondering if that had something to do with it. I don't know for sure. What's the fan for? Electrical power. Yeah, they do. They have the ET tank flaps open. Yeah, that's where the external tank attaches. Yep. There's a pilot dowel and a fuel line right behind it. The pilot dowel is for structural, and then the fuel line goes in behind it. You got hydrogen on the left, T0, oxidizer on the right, T1. SLS is the same. Funny thing is, SLS has that umbilical on it. Same thing. True story. Why change it? SLS has that exact umbilical on the bottom of it, on the bottom of the core stage. They have a T1 and T0, but they're next to each other. They're not on either side. They're right next to each other, which is cool. There's no way the wind is blowing that fast. They're out at Edwards on a dry lake bed. It's absolutely blowing that fast. Look at the flags, dude. It's windy out there, Flykin. I've been out there. This is at Edwards, guys. This is not Florida. This is, see, Dryden Flight Research Center. Armstrong is what it's called now. Is that a Dulles AT-AT? Yeah, it looks like they had one. For getting the crew out, which is pretty rad. That's cool. Yeah, that thing is kind of neat. That's pretty freaking cool, dude. Yeah, dude, look at that. Look at that 79. That thing spent its whole life in the desert. And there's two of them. Oh, we got to figure out what happened to those things. Wait a minute. Why don't we paint Tough Enough with a blue stripe like that? No, I haven't, Hellfish, no. Why don't we paint it with the blue stripe like that? That's a good idea. Ooh, cool 154. Yeah. Yes. Dude, I like it. I like that paint job. That's really cool. We don't have to guess what stripe. That's NASA textbook. That's their textbook. That's the textbook livery. White with a blue stripe. It's just a work truck with a blue stripe. That's fine. It's very odd. Yeah, I would imagine. Chrysler made those things, Hellfish. Yeah, that's a Mopar. True story. This frickin' thing. That's a Mopar. It's a very strange design. This is basically a Mack truck. Like it's a truck chassis. It's a truck chassis with that on it instead, with a bus that can go up and down. How was the docking this morning? I was asleep for that, Flykin. But everything went good with the docking. There's an Airstream out there, the Airstream 310. I think that's just a truck chassis. It looks like it. Bro, yep. Yeah, that's definitely a Mopar. Yep. That kind of gives that away. Look at the turbo. Turbo, baby. It's got a turbo diesel in it. Look at that, turbo diesel. I wonder if it's a 6BT in that thing. That's cool. That thing is really cool, actually. Kind of want one. The crew is inside, guys. Yeah, the crew can take their flight suits off and stuff inside of there because it's like the size of a freaking big freaking hotel. There's Bay. Bay. Yeah, Chrysler made them, dude. Here. They're, you know that drawing that I have that has all of Chrysler's products on it? See? Chrysler made these things. Look at all the stuff they used to make, man. They used to make they make screw tanks. Like, and bridge laying tanks and truck transport, can we go back to doing this, please? Hello? Look at all this good stuff. I would literally take every single car on this, maybe except for the Simca and the Sunbeam. I don't need that. Oh, these are all fantastic cars. Satellite, great car. Roadrunner, GTX, I mean, it's all the same car, but whatever. We are in high-speed pursuit on Portland Avenue, 1974 Dodge Monaco with Illinois plates. Flagging my car's over here. That's mine. I have one of these. I have that car. That's a nice car. That's a nice car, boy. That a Huffy? I mean, look at all this good stuff. School buses. Sportsman's wagon. Chrysler made boats for the longest time, and they actually made really good boats from what I understand. Marine 318s are very, very underrated. Look at all this good stuff, man. And then this thing at the top, I really do like that as well. Interesting. Satisfactory time, let's go. I didn't want to play anything else because Satisfactory is really easy to jump into. And also, fellas, we got a lot of rocket launches today. There was MS-20 this morning, right? Then the Soyuz docking, which I needed to sleep for that. Soyuz MS-20 did dock to the space station, though. Everything is good. They're up there. Guys, we have a Data with Destiny, a Rocket Lab launch, another one coming at you in like 4 hours, right? And then NASA's IXPE. SpaceX has another Falcon 9 ready to go. And then there's another Falcon 9 to go after that, but that's not ready to go yet. So I'm thinking, like, I didn't want to play Hearts of Iron today because it would have taken... Hearts of Iron takes... You need a good time slot to play Hearts of Iron. And I didn't want to play Flight Sim because I don't want to be like halfway through a flight and be like, okay, bye. You know? Satisfactory is a good game to jump into and have some fun today. I can't decide whether to stay awake till 4 a.m. for Electron or wake up at 9 for Falcon. Vasi, this is not a bad problem that we have here. Also, fellas, here, hold on. Vasi, you see this? Check this out. Bit of good space news that you guys might appreciate. I'll share it early. Check this out. That's the sound of my factory shutting off. No Grand Banana 154? Soon. I reinstalled it, Panda Man. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Look. Anna, as part of the Roscosmos NASA Cross flights, will fly to the ISS in the fall of 22 as part of an American crewed spacecraft. Accordingly, we will use NASA astronauts on the Soyuz MS spacecraft. Baby. We got cross crews again. The Dream Team's coming back. The Dream Team's coming back. What were the big fins on the vehicle with the crew on it for? They're room for the hydraulic jacks, like, and when the thing, that whole school bus looking part goes up and down on those things, so it can move up to an airplane. Hey S, what's going on? Any way to copy paste stuff in the factory? No, dude, that's the big one. We need blueprints. That's the next big thing they should do. We have cosmonauts flying on Dragon, and more importantly, we have more Americans flying on Soyuz. You gotta cross the crews. You have to do that. So the Dream Team is staying alive for a little bit longer. I'm good with that, man. SpaceX Crew 5 set for September 22. Anna joins Nicole Mann, John Casada, and Koichi Wakata on that mission. Nice. Oh man, the 551 coverage was on point as always. Atlas is amazing, dude. What a great vehicle. That's right, Acton, yep. Okay, so. The lady with the bug eyes. Andrea? Andrea's cool. Or the NASA PAO. That's right, Panda Man. Hey, Tech, what's going on? Did they talk about the start cart? Oh, the start cart's my favorite, dude. I was watching videos on the SR-71. I didn't know they had to start the engines with T-tab. And then on takeoff, her tanks are empty. Yep, they could use T-tab. Sugoi Night Viper-sama. Weather green at LC-1A for Electron. Goalie, do you know about the start cart, dude? You'll like the start cart. Here. While we're out, where we're going out there. Start carts are my favorite. See something you like? See something? This is the starter motor for the SR-71. See something you like under here? Oh. V8s? No. 2 V8s. That's how much torque you needed to move the J58. They got 2 big block Chevys in here. Actually, those are Buick Wildcat engines. They started with Buick engines and then they finished with Chevy big blocks. That's a big block Chevy. Those are twin 454s, man. I can dig it. I offered to get the one that's at Intrepid running, but they said no. I'm like, I can get this running, no problem. Big blocks, baby. 2 of them input on a common input shaft. And then that common input shaft goes through, I think it's a helicopter gearbox, and it goes up and they plug the drive shaft into the engine. That's how you could start J58s that way. And it is the best thing ever. Start carts, baby. 454 Chevy engines. If it was a 500, it would be a Cadillac engine. 454 is a big block Chevy. That's a Gen 2 big block. Actually, no, that might be a Gen 1 because SR-71. When your starter needs starters. That's right. What did it go into? 454s? Oh. Here, let me get to the destination and I'll show you. So, Tech, those things would have found their way Chevy put big blocks in anything that they wanted to go fast. I'll show you. I didn't mean to interrupt your game. I don't care. How about... they put big blocks, namely, they were notorious for going in here. In the Chevelles, which, ooh. Yeah, see? That one has a big block. I like this one particularly. Yeah. That's very nice. It has a big block Chevy in it. See? I like that one. I like this one right here. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that one. That's probably my favorite 72 Chevy. 72 Chevelle. Big block in it. Yeah, they put them in that, amongst other things. They put them in Corvettes. They put them in everything. My big block is best because of Constitution. Okay, for the Euro viewers or metric folks, a 454 Chevy is like 7.4 liters. 7.5 liter engine. Something like that. No, it doesn't matter. The impure oil refers to how fast it can extract, Taco. Yeah, the LS6 is, LS6 Chevelles PC Tech nowadays go for a good chunk of change. So, we have our non-uniform pressure mixing system in the form of these pipeline manifolds here. This is what I worked on yesterday, and I'm pretty damn proud of it. What's up, Vin? How was the launch? Good, good, good. So I had to pause the launch, pause the VOD because I was taking notes on laying by. What does it do? Well, S, I have impure oil wells out here, normal and pure. And that, once again, that just, the normal, impure, and pure deposits just basically show, it's basically how much oil they can extract. The impure ones can only extract certain amounts of oil because it's an impure deposit. It refers to the rate. So I had this kind of issue. The issue here was that we have non-uniform pressure pipe head coming in. And I wanted to be able to tap into one gigantic reservoir. So we had non-uniform coming in. This manifold and distribution system, along with this Archimedean valve right here, this thing, the hump right there, basically makes the pressure coming out of these uniform. That's all. That's all this does. It's distributing this in such a way that it fills up the tanks, and the tanks provide the head down here, and it makes uniform pressure in all the pipes. Makes uniform pressure in all these pipes. So that way, when we go to distribute all the oil, all these have the exact same head pressure in them, give or take. It's kind of fluctuating right now, but that's for the most part working as intended. That makes it so when the train comes and picks up a load, right, these pumps will pump exactly the same amount of oil into every one of the oil reservoirs at the station here. So when the train comes in for oil, trying to get that oil, we load up a full tank of gas. Yeah, there's fluid dynamics, guys. Yeah, there's the Archimedean valve in this work. All right, see how that hump right there? See that hump right there? See how it's higher than those? And it's higher than most of the tanks. It's almost to the top of the tanks. The tanks have to fill up to a certain level to be able to create enough pipe head pressure to push the oil over that. Yes, that actually works. That's called an Archimedean valve because it uses Archimedes' principle of of fluid dynamics. And it freaking works. Look. See, these pipes don't have anything in them. See, they're not, you can tell the animations will tell you how much pressure is in a pipe. See how it's all evenly distributed down there? And then if you look over here, it's all evenly distributed there. But at the top of the valve, there's no pressure. Because the tanks are full. So we drained some fuel out of this so the pumps could pump the fuel into there because I just emptied it, right, to put it in the train. And now the Archimedean valve is not flowing because the tank reservoirs went too low. These got to fill back up. Once the tanks fill back up, you generate enough head pressure to push the oil through. That makes it so I always have a spare amount of oil to top those tanks off up there. The tanks off in the train station. This makes it so we have fluid buffers where there will always be a full tank of gas for the train to come and get. Started my instrument rating this week. 3 flights down. Most fun I've had in a plane. That's awesome, man. That's cool. Got news? Hell yeah. So the game has fluid dynamics in it, which is pretty damn cool. What I got to do is start buttoning up the place because I kind of just left it halfway finished. So let's get to that right now. That's pretty clever. I didn't know it was that advanced. Neither did I until I checked it yesterday. I didn't think it would do it. I didn't think the game would understand that, but then we tested it and it worked. Works great, actually. Yeah, dude freaking beats me. Dude, I couldn't believe it. I didn't think it was that advanced, but it is. Credit to the Satisfactory devs. Don't get me wrong, like this is absolutely a thing. You can do this in Factorio, but I didn't think you could do it here, and you absolutely can. I'm like really frigging impressed with that. But how do you get the oil out if it's not over the valve and the train is there to get more oil? Well, the idea is that the amount of oil that needs to drain in the tanks, the amount of oil that needs to drain in the tanks to get the Archimedean valve to stop flowing is pretty much relative to the amount that you need to fill to top these tanks off. Long story short, the amount that basically we skim off the top of these tanks because of the head pressure is pretty much enough to fill these tanks up. Should be pretty much enough. Hold on. Then aren't you just making the tanks smaller? I'm not making the tanks smaller. I'm adding to their capacity because the skimming off the top of these tanks should... Hang on. No, this should be... What I'm missing something here. What's wrong? The oil wells don't deplete, Solar Lander. All the resource nodes in this are infinite. Pump the excess into the ocean. If I could, I would, Samsky. Just because that would be hilarious to do in this game. And people would probably get mad even though it's just a video game. Rezel, I understand what you're saying. I was thinking about putting an extra pump array in so we could skim the tanks even more. Just to be absolutely sure. But I would like to basically have this automated. We can't, like, this way is good, and you, like a bunch of other people, were like, oh, well, what if this happens, EJ? And yeah, that's fine. I understand what you're saying. It shouldn't, I don't think my oil demand is going to get that high, but then again, I could be wrong, you know? All the time, American. I remember when I first played Hearts of Iron, I played as Hitler and somebody got mad. Somebody's like, I didn't expect this from you. I didn't expect Rule 8 from you. I'm like, bro, it's a video game from 70, based off of a time period from 70 years ago. I'm dead serious. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Somebody's like, I'm outraged at you. I'm like, what? What? Wait, why? They're like, I can't believe you'd play as Nazi Germany. I'm like, do you think I endorsed this behavior because I played them in a video game? Or is that the logical conclusion that we're coming to here? Or? Oh, yeah, I couldn't make that up, dude. No, I didn't say anything. I'm like, I just said, yeah, I guess I can understand that, but then I went on to explain it's just a video game. I'm pretty sure they were a younger kid, so that's why. They're like, I can't believe you do that. I'm like, hey, it's just a game, man. I don't endorse this kind of behavior. Everybody knows that. Why would I? No, this guy's a freaking idiot. Like, come on. And then I think what this was like when I first started playing Hearts of Iron. I think what I did after that was I went on a spiel about how I like the toys that they have because they have rockets. And then everyone was like, oh, okay. You know, like, I'm like, I like them because they have rockets. I like rockets. And they're like, well, all right, that makes sense. That tracks. I mean, I think that's a fair thing to say, right? Like that tracks well for me. It's pretty, it's not, I mean, I'm not kidding. I like those. We gotta put the railings in here, or else Space Ocean is gonna kill me. And then we gotta paint it high-vis yellow. There we go. This ladder is not visible enough. Not visible enough. See, you have to make sure we know where the ladder is. Bonjour, Alex. Comment ça va? It is not a jackhammer. It is a jockhammer. What's up, dude? How you doing? What's OSHA? OSHA is a operational safety hazard. So it's basically like an agency that's making sure that businesses are being safe. They're a U.S. government agency that's making sure that, you know, everybody, you know, they're being safe when you're doing like work. It's health and safety standards for the U.S. Safety, please, for labor. Yeah, exactly. That's the right way to say it. What flying simulator do you play? I play Flight Sim a lot, but I've played DCS in the past, Dustin. I like building the planes in KSP, you know? We should do some Wings Wednesday action again, shouldn't we? Hey, and Mosia, I'm happy. This is a good game, guys. I wouldn't steer you wrong with this stuff. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, I only play good games. No, I wouldn't steer you wrong with it, you know? I play games that I think you guys want to see, and I play games that I enjoy, which they're usually overlapping circles in the same Venn diagram, you know? When was the last time you built a plane in the SPH? The A200 J-Speed was the last plane that I made. That was a year ago. That was a year ago. Oh. Oh. when we get back to KSP, I'm fixing that. Why do you need all the pipes? What's up, Hayes? Long time no see, man. How are you? It's a distribution system, dude. So on our inputs, they're coming from deposits with different yields, basically. So like the head pressure is different between all these pipes because some of those wells out there are higher yield than others. And what I wanted to do is basically I wanted to have everything going into a central reservoir. These 10 tanks are my central reservoir, so to speak. So I have manifolds down here that evenly distribute all the oil between all the tanks. And then coming out of the bottom of this system, I have all the tanks connected into the output shaft, or the output pipes out here. Output shaft is a transmission. Basically, all these will fill up this stuff first, right? We'll start filling up the oil down here. It'll trickle down into these pipes first. But then I have an Archimedean valve, and that's higher than my distribution manifold. So basically what happens with this system is that it fills up all the tanks before it has enough head pressure, before we can make enough hydraulic pressure to push the fluid up and over through the Archimedes valve. And then that goes up to my train station. Long story short, this whole spaghetti of pipes here is to make sure that I have uniform head pressure. So basically uniform pipe pressure being distributed into the train station. So all the cars can fill up equally. Yeah, this took a little bit to get this right. But yeah, that's what it does. And then also, you know, if there's no oil in the train station up there, this skims off the top of the tanks here. It skims off the top to fill up those up there. Why are you not playing Gran Turismo then? Huh? You worked on the Skyline a little bit though, relatively recently. Yeah, but I was just flying an older design. Yeah, see? It's filling up these tanks again. Now, what's the capacity here? 1,600? Yeah. All this oil is needed for power. My power systems are inadequate for scaling right now, Hayes. We're still on coal in this save. I'm still on coal power because I've never operated the factory at full output. It's just been compartmentalized versions. But here, all I gotta do is look at the power description here. So right now we're fine. This is basically just to keep the lights on and keep the trains going. And then I have some factory systems working back at the factory over there. But look at our consumption. We're at 1 gigawatt consumption, basically. Our capacity is 0.95 gigawatts. And we're producing 900, so we're producing 954, which is also our capacity. But if I turned on every single thing and kept all the lights on in the factory, my consumption would be 4.6 gigawatts. When I go to turn the factory on, I'm going to have an insane power consumption problem. And most, yeah, it's because I take my time. I take my time and I talk it out and I plan it. Gigawatts! What the heck is a gigawatt? No nuclear? I don't have nukes unlocked yet, dude. So no, not yet. Looking like LA's power grid. Except I'm actually gonna fix it. Bro! Destroyed. Sorry. 1.21 gigawatts! How could I have been so careless? 1.21 gigawatts! Tom, how am I gonna generate that kind of power? It can't be done, can it? Doc, all we gotta do is buy a little bit of plutonium. Oh, I'm sure in 1985 plutonium is available at every corner drugstore. But in 1955, I'm afraid it's hard to come by. Marty, I'm afraid you're stuck here. Stuck here? I can't be stuck here, Doc. I got a life. In 1985, I got a girl. Is she pretty? Oh, Doc, she's beautiful. Doc, you're my only hope. Doc sounds like Scrooge McDuck. You try to sound like Christopher Lloyd, man. What the hell you want? I got thrown out of a window, man. What's the charge for getting thrown out of a moving car? Jaywalking? No worries, man. You laugh? Alright, man. Well, yeah, Rick and Morty is based off of Back to the Future. It's just Back to the Future if it was R-rated. And yeah, made by Dan Harmon. I'm sad, my Icarus crashed after I lost 2 levels of progress. Yeah, that kind of sucks, Rez. But you know what, man? Talking about Icarus, dude, how much of a champ is freaking Dean? He's literally given every single update to, like, he's given a write-up on Twitter of every single problem that they've had loading the game up, why it's happening, how they plan on fixing it, and then posting about it when they fix it. Dude, that guy is a freaking champion. I love that guy. Dean's the best, man. There's no one has that kind of transparency in the industry. He's literally doing write-ups daily about everything that they need to fix, why and how they need to fix it, and sparing no detail. I love that guy, man. That's why I play Icarus, right there. Because you know what? I said it to Dean a long time ago. I play your games because you give a frick. You care a lot, and it shows. And I really appreciate that. That's why I play Icarus, man. Because Dean cares. That's a big one. And also, it's a good game. It's a really good game. I actually really enjoy it. Yeah. Bram, you can't... Dude, taking ownership of the problem, man. That's why I was so critical of NASA that one time. NASA should be doing what Dean is doing. Okay, we're having problems here. This is how we're gonna fix it. Boom. Done. It doesn't need to be complicated. But really, that's what taking ownership of the problem is about. That's why I like Dean so much. I will play anything that he releases. Absolutely. You have my unwavering support. Gotta put the blockers in. Yep, he gets it, man. I like him a lot. And he's a space nut, which you know what? I like that. A lot of people don't know that Dean did Component Space Shuttle. The CSS mod for KSP, the Component Space Shuttle, yeah, that was him. A lot of people don't know that. I always thought that was really cool. Guy's a space nutcase. So, we're talking about a guy that takes ownership of his problems, if he has them. Tells you why and how it's what's going on. Believes in being transparent and believes in owning up to your actions. And the guy likes space? Man, yeah, no. I'd like to think if Dean and I went to high school together, we'd be pretty good friends. Because that's what I'm all about, dude. Guy's a freaking legend. Dean for Puddin' Director. I'd trust him. Sure. I'd trust him to be the Puddin' Director. Be a good Puddin' Director. I don't think anybody gets what that means except for us, but whatever. It's fine. Samsky, what do I do for a living? This. I'm a Twitch streamer, dude. That's my job. This is my job. I come here and I teach people about engineering. My goal is to get you excited about engineering And in this particular case, we're talking about petroleum industrial engineering. Which, you know what, man? I get it. Oil, you know, it's not good. Pumping carbon in the atmosphere, I get it. That's not good. Like, I understand. I can acknowledge that. But also, holy crap. The petroleum industry and how they do things is actually really cool. There's a lot more science to it than just sticking a drill into the ground. And I'm actually, like, kind of hype on that science. It's really, really interesting stuff. That's cool. I was going to do that in college, but now I'm going for data science. Oh, right on, dude. Well, data science, data is freaking everything, dude. So, I mean, yeah, no, data science is cool in itself, man. Samsky, what I do here the most is we talk about space stuff. Like, space stuff is my thing. I love space flight. And part of that is analyzing and understanding the testing, which is a lot of data analytics. It's some real nerd stuff, dude. I go into detail on streams about different NASA reports, why and how they happen, why the tests went the way they do, how NASA uses data and analyzes testing and stuff. That's my jam, man. I love that stuff. I'm a freaking... What I basically tell people, I'm a huge nerd. Like, yeah, like pocket protector nerd. Like that bad. I love digging into numbers and really getting down and dirty into the details. That's really my favorite thing to do. And data science is all about that, man. That's good stuff. You should check out Bakersfield out here someday. A lot of oil drilled out there. Yeah. How you doing today? I'm alright. Or I haven't gotten a lot of sleep because I had a doctor's appointment this morning coupled with the Soyuz launch, but I'll be alright. I'm fine. I got a couple hours of sleep. That's why I was a little late today. Oh, nice. Maz on an oscilloscope. Cool. That's more civil engineering. Industrial engineering isn't exactly what you think it is. Sorry to actually you on this, but I'm an industrial engineer. Dish, clearly not. I played enough Satisfactory to know what industrial engineering is. I think you're actually wrong. Was that a good internet impression, man? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is like... Yeah, I suppose you're right. This is like, I mean, it's civil engineering, right? Like an architect would have come up with this stuff, but the fluid dynamics behind it, certainly. Would that count as civil engineering? I guess it counts as HVAC. I guess, right? Reposting. What's that sound extension you have for Chrome? It's called Volume Master. Real Jonathan McDowell vibes. Bro. Yeah, I've played enough KSP. You know what, Alex? I don't think everybody should have dogpiled on that guy. That's a little messed up. But I understand what the guy was trying to say. I understand what he was trying to say. What that guy that told Jonathan McDowell how to do his job, which that's still stupid. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, bro, what are you doing? He was trying to say that the SpaceX broadcaster, you know, thought about it a little bit differently, etc., etc. Like that, I get it. I know what he was doing, but also at the same time, it's Jonathan McDowell. Stop talking. That guy knows what he's doing. Like, it's Jonathan McDowell. Industrial engineering is more concerned with developing efficiencies in production processes. Yeah, Johannes Kepler. But if anybody kept reading that dang thread, Alex, they would have realized that that guy is a fan of, that guy watches on Twitch and he's a fan of Das. He said, oh man, Das replied to my thread. Not like realizing that he was being dogpiled, but you know, hey, we're all space fans here. So like, I don't really like dogpiling. Whenever somebody does that, I just kind of say, hey, look, I'm not sure you're right here, but it's alright. But yeah, he's a fan of Das and asked him when his next Twitch stream was, which means he watches Twitch, which means that guy's on here somehow. I bet you he knows who we are. So yeah, that's why I always try to give people patience as much as I can. I haven't been doing that a lot lately because I've been stressed out, but Actually, we need to zip back in here. But, yeah, I try to be more patient with folks because, I mean, I think that stems, Alex, from this stuff being so insanely complicated that once you think you get KSP, you think you got a good grasp on it because you got a grasp on a complicated subject. But I generally don't think that people realize the depth of how complicated rocket science actually is. It's insanely complicated. It would fall more under mechanical, probably. You're designing energy systems. That's not to say only people with ME degrees would be able to do this kind of work. There's a lot of cross-pollination with degrees in that field of work. Yeah, no, it's like, because this is fluid dynamics. This would be just, yeah, fluid dynamics, which is cool. I mean, that's aerospace to an extent. Rockets have fluid dynamics. It's not... Why would they have sloshing bowels if they didn't? But yeah, same idea. Pretty cool. I always thought that SpaceX would use something like an Archimedean valve to fuel Starship through Super Heavy, but no. Not gonna lie, getting the grasp of KSP is a great introduction, but yeah, that's nothing. Yeah, no, that'll only get you so far, for sure. I gotta install my safety railings. And then what we really got to do is figure out how to make some kind of system that holds that thing up. Yeah, it makes one heck of a big chuck. Did I decide to... Where did I decide to put the ladder? Yeah, the ladder... The ladders can go... right here. That's fine. And now, don't get me wrong, fellas. Like, you don't need to do this. You don't need to put ladders and stuff on here, but... You know, and the Space OSHA joke, you know, we make fun of it, but, you know, job safety is that's a pretty important thing. Don't be an idiot when you're on a job site. But I like putting all this stuff in here. I think it looks cool. It's the chef's kiss, so to speak. Mwah. Oh, yes. Spotted a noodle in your Archimedean valve. Don't say that to me. This right here, yeah, I know about this. This is because I decided to increase the output pipe mechanism. I increased the output pipes to 7 across from 5, and that might give me a little bit of non-uniform pressure in here, but that's okay. Other side. Don't noodle me like this, man. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Thanks, man. Good eye. That would have pissed me off if I noticed it later. Like, oh, look, we're finished. Nope. Nope. It's just Chuck Testa. Yes, I care about my personal safety in a video game. Yeah, but if I didn't put this stuff in, people like you, Sirius, would be making a joke about personal safety. You'd be like, why don't you have any handrails, EJ? Worse than being Hitler in Hearts of Iron. Yeah, Sam, I'm not making that up, dude. Like, I know that sounds ridiculous, but That happened. Somebody gave me crap for playing Hitler in Hearts of Iron 4. I'm like, are you what? Like, I'm just, okay. Nobody got outraged when I played Stalin, though, as of recent, which is interesting, to say the least. Probably just trolls? Yes, this was not a troll. This was a regular viewer. But like I said, guys, they're a younger viewer. I'm pretty dang sure. I can usually tell who's a younger viewer and who's not by how you talk, you know? It's pretty easy to spot. Guess my age now, Ken, you're 25. I've never played Stellaris, no. You asked me to guess, I don't know. Do me next. Serious, you're in the ballpark, you're 31. Ah, damn it, that's not in the ballpark at all, dude. 25 and 31 are two way different ages, but yeah, hey. Like, I can't guess people's ages to, like, a T, but I know who's, like, in their 20s, for instance, as opposed to somebody that's in their teens, as opposed to somebody who's in their 30s, or 40s, or 50s, or 60s. It's pretty easy to spot. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. I can usually spot who's a kid and who isn't. How old do you think you are? You told me yesterday, username, that you're 35. What do you think, I forgot about that conversation? Rafflecopters. Dish, you're not the oldest viewer. Crawdad is the oldest viewer, and Crawdad and PC Tech. Those are my oldest viewers that I know of. I'm sure there are others. Ages? Crawdad is... I think Crawdad's up in his 60s. Your mom's probably the oldest viewer. Crawdad watches from time to time. He's a cool dude. He's up in his 60s, and PC Tech was alive during the Apollo program. I think Tech's here. They're up in their 60s, dude. Yeah, we got a really cool range of viewers because space is dope. That's why. Like, that's it. Space is awesome. How old's my dad? My dad was born in 54. So he's 67. Yeah, Rezel, I got people that watch me that watch the Apollo program. That's really freaking cool to me. I mean, my dad watches the stream from time to time. He's not a regular viewer by any means, because, you know, he's not a regular viewer by any means, because I'm like my parents. We work. I'll give you 3 guesses what my dad's doing during the day. Working, and working. My family's a bunch of freaking workaholics, dude. And it's not just me. My uncles, cousins like that. Dude, I have a cousin that's a freaking plumber. Same thing. Works his tail off. He works as much as I do, but with plumbing jobs. Guy makes, and you know what? The guy frankly makes way more than I do. And he gives me crap for having a college degree, which, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong, but hey, whatever. What sector of work? Alex, my dad is an industrial tool salesman, particularly with end mills. He sells drill bits, carbide inserts, end mills, the stuff that they use to make, like ULA's jigs, right? The stuff that they use to mill out the jigs for Vulcan. We watched the video about it the other day. He makes the bits that do that tooling. Yeah. And before that, my dad was a machinist. He he was a machinist for Parker Hannifin, and he worked on the oil pumps for the F-22. And the F-23. Spoiler alert, they use the same oil pump. No, not those kind of tools, goalie. I'm talking about the drill bits and inserts that are needed to operate like a $100,000 5-axis CNC machine that they use to make billet segments for Orion. That's what my dad does. Yeah. That's why I know, like, you guys know that I have like a weird kind of keen sense of machining and how it works and different types of metals and stuff. It's from my dad. I ask him. Like, how do you think I knew how much that thrust plate was that SpaceX had? I asked my dad about it. I said, look, that's probably like aircraft grade aluminum. It was probably made on a gigantic 5-axis and it's all billet. How much would you say that is? And he goes, well, it really depends on what type of aluminum it is. But I'm like, okay, give me a ballpark. He's like, 10 G's. I'm like, all right, cool. Speeds and feeds, that's right. And then depth of cut, stuff like that. Yeah, that's what my dad does. He goes around to different machine shops around here and you know, says, hey, look, that tool that you're using, that insert that you're using, I can give you a better insert that can get the job done quicker and you won't have to change the insert as much. That's what my dad does. I won't say who he works for. Yeah, he's got a cool job, Druid. Yeah, that's how I learned about the machining side of things for the SpaceX footage. I asked my dad. Yeah, that's where I learned that from. Yeah, you got to be very careful, especially if you're machining aluminum. You have to get a lot of coolant in there, and you can't go too fast. You go too fast when you're cutting, you'll warp the metal.
Discovery, go
hey, Grand Champ. Go sell some medicine, fool. I'm trying to get that oil. Who said anything about oil, man? You cooking? Take a guess for what your new day job is. You're a day trader. I don't know. That was a joke. Yeah, Neo, for sure. A real guess. Machinist. I don't know. Chief Guinness tester. Goalie, that was my next guess. Is that messed up? I don't know, dude. What do you got? The sand right there looks okay. I don't mind that. Fun fact. I was an olive oil salesman 2 summers in a row. Not making that up. I toured the farm and showed off the machinery and organized taste testing of 23 different types of olive oil. That's a very French thing to do. You're a data scientist and analyst with side projects in photography and video production. It's cool, S. Good job, man. I'm glad you found something, dude. Being unemployed freaking sucks. Yeah. Yeah, Tessa, I love my dad. I was talking with him about that Humble Pie album that I shared with you. We were talking about that. I called my dad, we were talking about that. I'm like, dude, this band's amazing. He's like, yeah, they are amazing. I love this band. I'm like, why did you never tell me about these guys? He's like, I tried to. You didn't listen. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like me. Yeah, that sounds like me. All right, fair. Yeah, Dutch guy. This is America juice right here, see? I also have some in my cup here, see? Some America juice. Yeah, freaking Humble Pie, dude. Humble Pie is nuts, man. What a great friggin' band. EJ and Not Listening. Name a more iconic duo. I don't do it on purpose! Used furred motor oil. Dutch guy, what is coffee but motor oil for humans? Oil drives the machine. Coffee drives the human. Coffee is our motor oil. You can't change my mind about that. I gotta put a support under here. That catwalk doesn't look right. You see, Cirrus, it was T a little while ago. It used to be T, but we changed that. We decided that, yeah, we didn't want to do that anymore. Coffee is better anyway. Throw it. Yep. See? Yeah, Dutch guy, you get it. You get it. There's a reason why you have red, white, and blue in your flag. It makes sense. I mean, Alex does too, for what it's worth. You know, like, it makes sense. Game recognized game, dude. Just saying. Said anything about oil, man? You cooking? So does the UK. Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same tones that we have, okay? It's not the same tones. Like, the red, white, and blue that's in the Dutch flag is the same red, white, and blue that's in America flag. That's in America's flag. Like, it's true. It's boring. It's science, okay? God, I love the beam tool. See last. Are you talking about that party from 1773? 1776, but yes. But yeah, uh-huh. Whoa, beams? Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. Unlock these in the awesome shop and you can make disgusting stuff. People are making, like, I'll be honest, if I had the beam tool when I started making my train tracks, I would have, all of my train supports would have been built like that. My train tracks are using the, they use the orange, the big pillar supports, which look okay. That's fine. But if, I should probably put the pillar supports here instead of the trusses. The trusses don't look like they can hold up the train. But if the big pillar supports, if we had the beams, I would have made, like, actual truss segments. How do you keep that from snapping to the grid? What do you mean, flip up? Just switch the tool mode. So go to metal beam, hit R, and go to freeform or diagonal. So I would want default here to make that straight beam, and then we place the node, and then we switch it to diagonal, right? And you just kind of got to move around with the mouse there to get it right. There we go. And see, diagonal here is not working in our favor, but we can still do it. There we go. See, now that catwalk has support structure, and it looks a... Oh. Huh. Hold on. This way of building, I gotta say, got my Dutch engineering senses tingling. Yeah, well, it's fluid dynamics, Dutch guy. If it's Dutch fluid dynamics, name a more iconic duo. I mean, when water is literally trying to, you know, kill you at all times, I'm pretty sure you get pretty good at figuring that stuff out, man. Am I right? Can you grow tulips in Satisfactory? I'm not sure. We beat the water into submission. Good. Shouldn't take no crap from nobody, man. Don't take no crap from nobody. Water? Bruh. Come at me, bro. The Dutch are so crazy with engineering that they made shoes out of wood. Let's see you make shoes out of wood. Yeah, that's right. You can't. Bro. Making shoes out of wood. Think about that for a second. That's one hell of an engineering challenge right there, okay? Can you make shoes out of wood? No. There's a science behind that? Dude, I believe you. There's a science behind... You know, Dutch guy, as I get older, I find that nothing is as simple as it seems at face value. There's so many complicated things in this world. Like, you wouldn't think that making... Oh, let's make the shoes out of metal, whatever. No. That is a lot more complicated than you think it is. Which is cool. I dig that. I think that's neat. You know what we're gonna do here? Actually, you know what? I'll keep that. I'll keep the fix-it foundation there. That's... Made your shoes out of bread and called it a loafer? No, don't do that again. Yeah, the Japanese did it. And you know what? The Japanese seafood, see? It makes sense. Water, and you know, if you can conquer the seas, you're good. You guys, it makes sense. It's science, okay? Would you mind squaring off the catwalk overhead? It seems off having a notch in it. Squaring off the catwalk overhand. What do you mean, squaring it off? Oh, right there? You want it to go all the way to the end? Sure. Yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. And we can tie it in with that beam. It'll look great. Your inferior shoes with metal third of the amount of ours. It's science. Yep. 1001, 1002. I don't know if you heard me counting. I did 1,000. The last one ties in. That's cool. That looks good. So thoughts on the new 2022 Lada? Jugili?
This is the Lada Niva, and it's a little bit like an Ushanka. Sounds like a...
The Niva is not new, man. The Niva's been around since the 70s. Bandit, that's basically it's like what happens if you took a Volkswagen GTI and a Willys Jeep and crossed them into one vehicle. Nivas are cool, man. It's just, like most Soviet cars, the engine is a piece of poo-poo. It makes like 20 horsepower. Just like a Willys Jeep. That Niva needs a diesel in it. A 4BT Cummins in that Niva would be amazing. That would be... Just applied for a job at a local farm and garden store, like TSC. I'm hoping I can get in that way when I'm not clean, so I can do something else to pay for. All right, man. Cool. Are you planning on doing any more Hearts of Iron 4? Yes, Ryan, I am. I didn't do Hearts of Iron 4 today because we got a lot of rocket launches. I usually need to devote an entire stream to Hearts of Iron because it's Hearts of Iron. It takes a while. One more turn, am I right? So, because we have the Rocket Lab launch in a couple of hours, and then there's the SpaceX NASA IXPE mission after that, excuse me, I basically said, you know what, it's probably better to just play Satisfactory again because I can jump in and out of Satisfactory. You know, Elon wants nuclear power. What's that, Thomas? Unless susceptible to extreme nuclear disasters, nuclear power plants should not be shut down. I'm going to retweet that, spitting straight facts here. I agree. Merry Fixmas, Ozzy. What's up, dude? Yeah, Bandit nukes have their drawbacks just like anything else, but you'd be kind of dumb to not harness that kind of power. This is coming along nicely. Yeah, Ozzy, what do you think of my distribution manifolds? So Ozzy, I always get to the point in a game where I understand the basics of the game, and then I start kind of doing my thing, like what we did, like what we did with Kerbal. We just kind of poke and prod and find stupid ways to make the game tick. This was me doing that. And is anything going on in KSP? Ryan, I'm taking a little bit of a break from KSP. Don't worry, it's not for very long. KSP is coming back. No, it's not going anywhere. I'm just taking a little bit of a break, dude. It's just I'm a little stressed out right now from the holidays and stuff, and just a lot of things going on. So I'm just taking a step back for a second because, dude, the last couple of Kerbal streams that I did, my heart wasn't in it, and I don't want Kerbal streams to become that. So I'm taking a step back for a second, taking a little bit of a hiatus from KSP and just playing straight variety streaming for now. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be for very long. Kerbal will draw me back in. But this is the first, like, real, genuine break from KSP that I've taken in about a decade. A decade. What were you doing 10 years ago? You see what I'm talking about, man? So, yeah, I paused mission mode. Everything is on pause. But don't worry, it ain't going nowhere. But yeah, I know, Alex. It's amazing. Did you watch some VODs of your old 9x9 asparagus designs? Chat would freak at what we used to... Yeah, right? Right, Aces? So, Ozzy, what we did was, because I'm tapping into different wells that have different yields, I wanted a way to dump all of it into one big reservoir of oil, right? And that was difficult to do because of all these pipes having a different head pressure, right? They're all at differential pressures because they're coming from wells with different yields. So this manifold basically evenly distributes all the oil in these pipes. You notice that everything was different up there, right? I mean, the head pressure down here is 0 right now, but you get the idea. It basically makes it so it fills up these bottom pipes first, right? And then at the other end, at the output, I have a hump that goes up and over. This is called an Archimedean valve. Long story short, the high point right there is higher than the distribution manifold. That makes it so all this fills up. And by proxy, the tanks start filling up as well. When the tanks get past a certain threshold, basically when the fluid builds up enough to generate enough head pressure, it goes up and over the Archimedean valve. And that flows into the train station, into a pumping station that goes into the train station. So I basically have a gigantic fluid buffer. And if you notice, the Archimedean valve is like halfway up the tank. The tanks don't... If those tanks are full in the train station over there, these tanks start filling up. They fill up full. So when the train comes by and sacks out all the resources, right? Takes the resources from over there, these tanks will drain because it'll generate enough head pressure to flow through the Archimedean valve. When they get too low, right? By the time they go down, those tanks over there will be full. And when those tanks are full, the lines back up, and then we start topping off the tanks again. This makes it so we skim off the top of these tanks, and every time we skim off the top, it immediately refills the train station because of that Archimedean valve. It's a fluid buffer. This is a giant fluid buffer with an Archimedes valve. It's this, like, it's really, 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 really basic fluid dynamics, but it works. It's kind of hard to understand, like, but long story short, fill up the tanks first. Once the tanks are full, that gets full, right? And when that gets full, it skims off the top of the tanks, and when that gets full, the tanks start filling up again. Then when you take the fuel out of there from the train, right, it skims off the top of these tanks, fills those tanks up first, and then fills these tanks up second. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I can't believe, dude, this isn't anything that the actual petroleum industry doesn't do. But it's kind of cool that Satisfactory picked up on it. Satisfactory understands this, which is, all right, that's pretty neat. Oh, all right, Alex, I'll check that out. Yeah, Nighthound, I didn't think it did either, and then we built it. I built it and we tested it and it worked. So, like, if we go over here, let's take a look. I have to still evaluate it. I'm kind of still not, I haven't still fully understood what we made. But see, yeah, 2400 out of 2400. And the pumping station in here should be off. The pumping station is off. So now these tanks should be topped off. See, it's topping off the tanks. See what I'm talking about? Now, when the train goes, I haven't upgraded the other station yet to be able to remove all the oil out of it. That's pretty much what we got to do now, once I finish buttoning up all the details here. Now, when the train comes, it'll drain those tanks immediately. And these tanks will use basic fluid pressure. Those will drain because we took oil out of the lines at the end of the pipeline, right? We're taking oil out, the pressure goes down, and then gravity does its thing. It'll basically force the fluid through the valve and fill those tanks up. And then I have a pump station there to assist with pipe pressure, which is called head, with pipe head. Pipe head. I have my pumping station in here that's designed to make sure that that gets filled up quick. It's kind of weird to wrap your head around right off the bat. Like, it's a little strange when I first tell people about it. They're like, "What? Why? Why not just make a pump that pumps this in? Why would you do this?" Well, this only has this entire system. Everything that you see right here, everything has 7 pumps. That's it. Nothing else. The rest works with gravity. Because technically the oil wells generate head pressure. They generate pipe pressure because they're drilling for oil. So I use those as my pumps to pump the oil high and use gravity to my advantage. Just like the petroleum industry would do that in real life. How deep is he in this game? I'm at tier 7, working to unlock tier 7, tier 8 slinging. So I got about 160 hours into this save. I use head pressure to create head pressure. Yep. Yeah, it freaking worked. I can't believe it works. I didn't think Satisfactory had this detailed fluid dynamics. I'm really, really impressed with Coffee Stain, to be honest with you. Whoever coded this did a really good job. They really did their homework. I really, really appreciate that. A lot, actually. Under pressure, pressure down on me. Yeah. All right, now my pipes are kind of free floating. I gotta come up with something that looks like they're being supported. Let me grab some reference. I'm telling you, man, update 5 really, really, really kind of really pushed this game over the top. Satisfactory is very fun to play now. It just, the customizer and the different texturing and them redoing that kind of pushed this game to the limit where it went it leveled up. It went to the next level. It's really, really good. It's really fun to play. Yeah, that's true, Ozzy. Yeah, the performance, right? Yeah, GTX 1070 over here. Runs great. So, Ozzy, how we learned about how all that works is from the real oil industry. So, the real oil industry, if you look, see this oil drum right here? This oil drum has a roof, and the roof moves. And don't get me wrong, I'm from the city. I'm not from Texas. I didn't know this. It makes sense, though. Like, I understand what it's doing. Like, see, the roof is up high on this one. This thing works like a gigantic freaking piston. So there's one pipe. There's one pipe going in here and a vent, and that's it. They pump the oil in. Probably, if I had to guess, they probably, increase the temperature on the oil to create head pressure, right? To get it to move around, if I had to guess. Or they just have a pump somewhere, right? I know to an extent they use thermodynamics here. But they pump all the oil in on one pipe. And the oil starts filling up, and the roof actually moves. The roof floats in the oil. And on the outside of it, there's a seal. There's like a piston ring almost on a car, right? And then that floats the roof up, and then when it's full, it's full. And then when they want to pump the oil somewhere, all they do is open up the vent line. And gravity will do its thing. All you got to do is open up the vent line, and you open up the valves to wherever you want to put the oil to. So you open up the valve, and the roof, being so freaking heavy, forces the oil down. It's a gigantic piston that uses gravity to its advantage. Now, I can't do that in Satisfactory. If I could, I would. But the roof, the potential energy of the roof is harnessed here by creating head pressure. So the roof can slide up and down, right? And if there's oil in and you open up the valve at the bottom of the tank, oil's going to go through and the roof is going to push it down like a gigantic piston. And that's how they move the oil around. Simple. It does not have to be complicated. That's actually really interesting. Each one of these big oil drums, I thought it was just a drum, all right? They probably have a pump and they pump fuel into it. No, that's too complicated. This is way easier. See? They have roofs that just move up and down. Is rain a concern? No, Hando. There's a piston ring here. They have a sump pump. If you look, that's what this staircase is for. And if you look at, let me see if I can find one that looks right. This is the one that you'd want to check. If you look, the top of the roof is a giant bowl, and it collects rainwater. And there's a sump pump in there that pumps the water out. I'll bet you if I had to guess, they probably use that water somewhere for cooling in the refining process. If I had to guess, I'll bet you that some of these pipes here are water pipes to collect the water. Is this Newark? No, this is San Jacinto, man. Houston. Not far from JSC, by the way. Johnson Space Center's right there. Or that's Ellington Field. Johnson Space Center's right there. Yeah, this is in Houston. I mean, I was thinking oil infrastructure. Texas, baby. Texas T. Look at the refineries, dude. Like, once again, I get it. Pumping carbon in the atmosphere is probably not a good idea. Oil, bad for the environment. You're probably right. But also, this is freaking inspiring as hell. Look at the infrastructure. It's really cool. It's really freaking cool. I really like it a lot. You should look at LA. Why? I know LA has oil. What do you think the tar pits are? But see, dude, see that? That's a condenser. That's a condenser for an air conditioner. And that's a condenser that's the size of my apartment building. Which is unbelievable. I mean, look at the freaking crane next to it. You guys know I'm obsessed with scale. Look at these double wides comparatively to that freaking condenser. That's ridiculous. That's an air conditioner that's the size of a freaking office building. Like, the infrastructure is just so crazy, dude. I dig it, man. And this is where I got my reference from for doing these manifolds, because that's what they do. That's what the real industry does. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, Havocs. I didn't think it needed to be said, but yeah, that's... You got a problem with oil being used in our civilization, you should probably shut your computer off. Because guess what your computer was, guess what? Your computer was built in the factory. If it's plastic, petroleum product. If it was built in the factory, petroleum products made the tools that made the machines to build your computer or your car or your anything, right? Yeah, that's why it ain't going nowhere. Yeah, Vagabond, right? Yeah, cool. The cooling towers are insane, man. I know all about that stuff. Yeah, it's really, really awesome. Anyway, let's get back to doing supports in here. It's just so fascinating to me, man. It's really interesting. So on the top of the manifold here, I want to be able to easily check pressure here. Let's see. Can we get catwalks up here? Texas has nothing on the wasteland that is New Jersey. New Jersey has refineries. Yeah, that's right, Watsweet, indeed. Grow your own food, yeah. Yeah, right? Like, never have any delusions about what I do. Like, I understand what's going on. Right? Like... Yeah, I know, Samsky. Can you imagine working HVAC in Texas? Those guys probably make bank. Those guys probably make bajillions of freaking dollars. It's probably ridiculous, dude. Don't obscure the spaghetti? Oh, alright. I'll find it. I was gonna see if we can... Yeah, alright. I'll find another way to do it. Your oil manifold sounds hungry. It's hungry for oil? My body turns nicotine and Red Bull into HVAC. Dread, that's real, man. Be real, man. That's real. You're not wrong. All right. Right, Solar. Now, is that gonna look right? Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. .8 on the hypotenuse there. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. The support's actually... I don't mind with the pipe kind of clipping into the beam a little bit. That's fine. I mean, I don't know if we could come up with an isolator or something. But I'm trying to work on what I want the support structure to look like for this thing. No. Like, do we want the beam going through it? I don't think so. That doesn't look... Maybe the painted beam will look better. It looks like a cradle. See, that looks like it's recessed into that. It looks like it's a holder for it, which is... I don't mind that. I think that looks okay. Yeah, that looks good. I think we'll go with that. How do you feel about going with a tension design? Most of the pipes that I saw around in Texas when I was looking around in Google Earth yesterday and today were being supported from the bottom. 14.4 is what we're looking at there for that span. 14.42. Perfect. Actually, these X braces are going to be in the way, so... Because, like, when I go to do another support right here at the next manifold, the X brace will go through the pipe, so that's not going to look correct. So we got to... We can just do a raised X brace right there. 1341 on the diagonal. There we go. That doesn't look bad at all. Dual A-frames. I don't mind this. This looks fine. Here, let me go and build out the supports. So that is... right there. And then right there. So watch this, ready? So that one's got to be 9, beam connector. And then we're going 12 across, give or take. But we do that with the painted beam, right? And then we put another beam connector. And then we make a metal beam that goes down that should be about 9 meters. Yep. And then this thing, that support segment is up 2 spots from the foundation. So 1, 2. Hey, Tyrese, what's going on? Like that. And then we take the beams and we cross brace it. 1341 right there. And then paint the holder gray to make it look right. And now what we can do is add another support. Well, what's the distance here? Hang on. The beam is actually a great measuring tool. It's 24 meters, so if I made a segment that was 1199 right there, put that right there, and move this right here, then we did 9 meter up. Cap the segment off with the beam connector, painted beam. $12 across. Now we can't do an X brace here on this one because of the down pipes, but that should work. So let me go in here. Let me paint that. And then we got a 1199 beam that way. And an 1199 beam that way. Cool. How's that look? Doesn't cover up the pipes. The pipes look like they're being held in position. Good. Embrace the spaghetti! I'm almost thinking it might be a good idea to do a similar kind of cradle. Oh. Yeah, something akin to sub-assemblies would be quite good. Yeah, that's a good idea. The sub-assemblies thing, they should absolutely do that. And then, what if we connected in there like that? How long does it take the tanks to top back off? Well, Samsky, I haven't actually tested that. It should be quick because the head pressure will go through the roof. The head pressure will get really high because gravity, the potential energy of the oil is going to be used, just like the real oil drums. But I'm doing it in a little different way. I'm just using gravity to my advantage. Instead of pushing a roof down, I'm just using gravity to push the fluid through the pipe. So that, coupled with my pumping station right here, should refill those tanks extremely fast. Here, we can test it if you want. What I'll do, all these tanks should be filled up here. I can see if I can flush the oil out of the cars. I mean, because, yeah, it's not gonna, yeah, see, flushed it. It's kind of sucks that, you know, just, you know what, guys, just for intents and purposes, because it's satisfactory, we'll just say I dumped it into the ocean, okay? It's good for it. We pumped it out of the ocean. It's fine. The oil returned to Monkey. That's right. Returned to Monk. Yeah, we just gave it back to Mother Nature. It's fine. Alright, so these are full. So now the train should have the loading option, and now that should have turned the pumping station on. There goes the pumping station. Turned on. See how fast these things are draining. They should drain very quickly now. Yep, there it goes. It picked up. Yep. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it go. Look at the head pressure. Net negative 300. Gravity is doing its thing, dudes. It's actually freaking working. The pumping station should be on. Oh yeah, the pump station is going. Alright, now let me check to see how quickly this thing gets refueled.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Bro, it's already halfway fueled. That's pretty neat, man. Hey, Z-Brown, give the sub to Savage Coder. Thanks, Brown. I appreciate it, man. Fluid mechanics, man. Yep, that's pretty neat. Is there a satisfactory interactive map of this? I haven't checked the interactive map with the upgraded oil depot, Quietus, but we could do it. The train car carries 1,600. So now we're... Ooh. You know what? You know what, fellas? This is a good system. I don't think we're going to be able to... I don't think we're fueling it fast enough, to be honest with you. How often does the train come around? You know what, Sam? We'd have to time it. I'd have to time it. We're fairly far away from my main factory. This is just where I get the oil from. The train track goes through here, it goes up here, it goes around, and it goes into a huge junction. But I haven't upgraded the junction to be able to take 7 train cars like this. That's close. Here, we'll time it. Let's go for a little ride. Ready? I'll time the transit trip with the stopwatch. Ready, and go. Man, this thing is, dude, it's the one locomotive is sluggish. It's sluggish with this. You should have set it to auto. Nah, the other depot isn't set up correctly, dude. Add one, we'd have to change the stations around. You have to change the station configuration for the train. One locomotive is good enough. Of course, caveman. I'm not gonna not have an excuse for riding the train. Look at how much our speed goes down and our power consumption goes up on the hill. Guys, I don't think if we were worried about power consumption, then yeah, but other than that, I think we're okay. Now, this station is only configured to offload 2 locomotives. So we'll take into account offloading time. What we gotta do is I gotta build 7 stations here for fluid, and then we need to upgrade that. We need to upgrade my receiving depot here because it's only designed to receive 2 locomotive cars, not 7. The reason why I'm scaling it up so much is because I want to switch to oil power. Took about 2 minutes to get here, about 30 seconds to offload. Now keep in mind, this time isn't going to be like super accurate because we're not carrying an empty load back. We still have 5 cars full of oil, but it's alright. This will give us a good approximation here. This is my main factory, dudes. The entire factory is built into a skyscraper. I only have smelters and receiving depots and power plants outside. Anything that makes emissions goes outside. Everything else, assemblers, constructors, manufacturers, goes inside on a different floor in there. Why are you moving the oil by train instead of making your fuel power where the oil is? Because that requires me to make refineries over there and refineries over here. Oil isn't just used for power, strange. It's used for making stuff. Plastic, rubber, a bunch of other things. I can use it to make fuel for the trucks, to make fuel for a power plant. Like, there's a lot of... I want all the refineries in one spot. Also because trains. My estimate says that the top up from 0 to 2400 should take about 4 to 4.5 minutes. Push-pull configurations. I'd have to redo the stations, Chief, and I don't really want to do that. One loco pulling 7 cars is not that big of a deal. It does slow us down, but I don't think the locomotive would ever stall on the line. I don't think that would happen. Just wondering, is the reason for a seemingly lack... It's not seeming, Jim, it's blatant. I'm not playing KSP right now because I'm a little stressed out. KSP requires me to go at it with a clear mind. Basically, I don't have my crap together, dude, so I'm taking a little bit of a break from KSP. That's all. Don't worry, it ain't going anywhere. Stop. 4 minute 45 on the dot. Yeah, Jim, dude... yeah, no, it's freaking me. I don't have my crap together, man. So if with a 30-minute loading process here, where it's about 5 minutes between the stations, almost exact. 5 minute 15, I would say. Yeah, Thunderwolf, I think we're all right. Can't run more than one train. Mekor, here's the thing. This is scaled. Do I think we're gonna go through 7 cars worth of oil? How much oil is that every... That's 1,600 cubic meters of oil.
Go and throttle up.
So wait, hang on. Let's do some math out. 1,600 times 7 that means that we're delivering 11,200 cubic meters of oil every 5 minutes. There is no chance that I'm getting near that anytime soon. I would need to, let me put it to you like this. I would need to upgrade that before I needed to upgrade this, right? So, part of the reason why I made this system so ridiculously extensive is to make sure that I don't have to change it for a little while. It is way over-engineered for my needs right now. I mean, this thing should be able to run 10 fuel generators, and we should be able to have massive surpluses of fuel. The buffer depot on the other side will be like twice this size, so I can have a crazy reserve of oil just in case. Yeah, Alex, I understand. If it constantly does that, we'll eventually drain the entire system. Like the pumps just eventually won't be able to fill up this buffer fast enough to be able to deal with the train coming every 5 minutes, right? But, dude, I honestly don't see me using enough oil. I don't see us using 11,000 cubic meters of oil. Wait, isn't 11,000 cubic meters of oil... That's 11,000 liters, is it not? Metric people, help me out. I don't see us using... Yeah, Fonzie. Okay, cool. 11... It's 11 million liters of oil. Yeah, because cubic meters to liter... Yeah, 11 million. So, long story short, guys, I don't see us moving. I don't see us consuming that much oil that quickly. This system, it's going to take it will saturate eventually. Eventually, my demands will get too high. But by the time my demands are too high, either A, we'll have nuclear power, or B, I'll be able to scale this more. We'll be able to scale it up even bigger. The system is modular. All I got to do is extend this platform this way, tap into more oil wells, extend the platform that way, and increase the size of the train depot. Everything here is modular and can be scaled. The thing is, I built it to a scale that so we don't need to upgrade anything for a little while. That's all. Why is that power line over the tracks? It's temporary, Jonathan. We still have to work on the powerhouse here. So yeah, if we wanted some data analysis on the system that we made here, I think we're okay. I think we're in the clear here. Yeah, Dom, I think we're well over-engineered for anything. So I'm actually, yeah, pretty happy with what we got here. Alright, so now what we'll do is I'll work on the power lines. I want the oil pumping on a different grid than the train, because the train grid is isolated, believe it or not. So we could put the powerhouse right here. I wouldn't really mind doing that. I still have a lot of stuff that I got to dress up here. But you know what? Let's focus on the task at hand. Let's finish working on the supports for the pipes. Nice pipes. Thank you, laughing pipes. They say you can hear singing pipes. Some people call them demons. I call them wimps. Watch how Uncle Barbin works. Uncle Barbin. Sorry. That's from a different game. Put down all the supports here first. There we go. One right here. Then we need one right here. Need one right here. One right here. And then the final support can go right there. Perfect. To put in perspective, yeah, exactly, Dom. I think we're in the clear, dude. I think we're good. And Drummer, you're absolutely right. It never is enough. And I know that, and I understand that. It should be good enough for now. As I play more Satisfactory, I'm finding it's very difficult. You gotta figure out when it's good enough. You know, it's good enough. It's fine. This will be good for now. You don't want to sit here and just try to figure out the total plan. Like, okay, if I have a factory that's producing all this stuff and producing this. Don't do that. You'll be sitting here crunching numbers for years. Just build it out, send it. But what I do to safeguard against that is I build my systems modular on purpose, so I can expand them if I need to. Perfect is the enemy of good. Indeed. Alright, my small beam right here. How tall is that one? Okay, it's a 5-meter beam. Alright, so the tall beams need to be 9 meters. That one needs to be 5, so that means this one is a 9-meter. This one is a 9-meter. That one's a 5-meter. Yep, Shy, we got Electron very soon. This is why I'm just going through Satisfactory, dude. Because Space News is going to be like basically the latter half of the stream, man. We got NASA's IXPE mission, the imaging X-ray polarimetry experiment, polarimetry experiment, excuse me. And yeah, Falcon 9 launch, baby. Got 2 rocket launches tonight. We would have had a third in the morning, but Blue Origin moved their launch till Saturday. Okay, now we put all the caps on. Have we set up the unloading factory yet? No, Loopy, I'm just dressing up this thing, making it look nice. When I'm done with that, we'll go work on it. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I got a little bit of a late start, dude. Going all the way till MS-20 last night kind of screwed me up, especially because I had a doctor's appointment this morning. So between I really guys, like, I really haven't slept. I got like maybe 3 hours of sleep. But I know, and you know it sucks. Like, I'm on my, I've been on a kick. Like, yo, we got to get more sleep. I got to get more sleep. I got to get more sleep. And then, just if I wanted to cover the rocket launches and all that other stuff, yeah, we just ain't getting sleep today. Tonight, though, after the rocket launches, we will be getting sleep. Trying to take care of myself a little bit for a change, you know? Is there a launch tonight? There's 2. Oh, I need more steel. We got 2, Facha. We got a Data with Destiny from Rocket Lab, and then NASA IXPE, Imaging X-ray polarimetry experiment, which is a NASA satellite that's launching on a Falcon 9. We got Falcon 9 and Electron. Put the steel in here, I think. It's going to be interesting seeing you start power production side of things, sequencing and priming of the systems. Yep. Yeah, we'll get to it, man. It's going to be awesome. just making the supports for it. And once again, do you need those? No. Not really. I just like putting them there. I think they look nice. Falcon is canceled due to snow. I'm not sure that's how that works, Joe. Is that thing a sword? What do you mean? What do you mean, Rick? Oh, the Xeno Basher. Oh, Cattle Prod. Cattle Prod is... Yeah, Cattle Prod is the right way to say that. SpaceX just tweeted that all systems and weather for IXP are looking good. Excellent.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Hey, Lunatic. Welcome to Mission Control. You're going throttle up. Thanks, dude. Are you part of the Lunatic Fringe? Lunatic Fringe. Heartache. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. See, once again, you don't really need to make the beams for everything. I like making stuff look like it should be supported and stuff. The pipes, this does not affect the function of my system. It does the same thing. Even though they're just kind of floating in space. But I always thought that, you know, this looked nicer this way. You know, and with the new beam tool, like, it looks nicer with supports and everything. With the new beam tool, man, you can really get creative with how you make stuff look. I really, really like it. This is one of the things that pushed this game to the next level. And I you know what? I'm not even sure that the beam tool came out with update 5. I don't think it came out in update 5, but man, does it make a difference. It did come out in update 5, Rush Shock? Oh, excellent. Yeah, no, it's... Oop, wrong one. An X-Brace username? We could do that. It wouldn't look right, though, now that I'm looking at it. The holders... It would clip through if we did. Yeah, I don't like that.
The Eagle has landed.
Goose Caboose. What is this? Does it know where it is? I think Geeson is here, guys. Mistletoe. Yeah, that's lovely. Does it know where? Does the mistletoe know where it is at all times? It knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. Yeah. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, it's developed a deviation, which can also be corrected by the GEA. By subtracting where it is from where it rivets, the system has developed a deviation and its variation, which is called error. I don't like that the catwalk is slightly clipping into the pipe here. I'm gonna save, so in case I delete something. Everybody asks where the missile is, but nobody asks how the missile is. Indeed. It's an amphibious launch vehicle. God damn it, man. Yeah, Dan, it happens. Oh, it's not. Damn. Hold on. This isn't gonna line up. Yeah, we gotta cap the catwalks here, but that's okay. Yeah, see the pipes, if you listen, they ain't pumping anything right now. Because they're only just moving around a little bit, just enough to top the tanks off. What I'm doing over here is I'm using the beam to shift the catwalk out so the catwalk isn't clipping. But in doing that, I made it so the catwalks can't really join up. They can't join up together, but that's alright. Let's be real, I'm just gonna be hopping on and off these things anyway. It's not like I'm just gonna use the catwalks to move around, you know? Will the drills auto shut off if it backs up? Yep. Yeah, that's the reason. Catwalks that use the beam construction system would be great. Misclicked on a pipe, FYI. Where? Where? I don't see a yellow pipe in here, do you? Oh, good eye. You think you have a pipe problem? You're a pipe. Goat 'em. Good wreck, nerd. All right. So now we got to work on the powerhouse and the power distribution system. Oh yeah, Space OSHA with the catwalk stairs. Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah, when we reach the end game, you start lobbying the space politician. Too real, man. Too freaking real, man. Have you seen the new GTA update trailer? Let me see.
Hey, what's cracking? Franklin Clinton, dawg. I'm the manager. I'm a hustler that made it. Now I work with rich folk who got rich folk problems, and they don't know how to deal with it. But damn, man, I miss getting these hands dirty.
I've been around Marathon, Compton to Avalon.
One big client, one A-list name, and we straight.
Yo, is that?
Okay, what you trying to do now?
Bro.
I'm always trying to do. I'm trying to work. You with me?
Yes, Lord. Dances.
Big shot, been the bomb. Make me reminisce upon. I remember me and dogs.
I like this.
Dickies on.
What was that in '93?
No way, dude. Yo, let's go. That's cool.
I'm Lamar Davis.
That's freaking
Drake.
Drake.
Told you about
Are
me.
you kidding me? That's awesome. Dude. What the frick? Dude. They're using GTA Online to release his new album. I was like, that looks like... Oh, damn. That's so cool. Damn, dude. They're reshuffling all the radio stations. Cool. LC 39A in 2023. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. I hope, man. I hope. That would look pretty cool. It's a trap for streamers, DMCA. I gotta shut it all off, as per usual. Is that a vehicle integration building? That's Falcon Heavy's mobile service tower. Yes, they're making it so Falcon Heavy can do Department of Defense missions. It was it's part of the contract for SpaceX for the National Security Space Launch. So basically DoD stuff. Yeah, yeah, Rocky, yes. Space Shuttle requires the proper workplace lighting. I want to go this way with it, but I think there's the terrain in the way. What about over here? Also, terrain in the way. Yeah, that's why I put the equipment bay there. Yeah, some minor terrain fixing would be useful, but it's alright. You could put the crafting bench right there. And we could put the equipment workshop right here. But if I do that, then we're gonna have to put a window. The window! I have to put a window right here. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. One thing that I actually kind of like doing is using these as like half blocks to fill in stuff to make it not look like, you know, doesn't look as bad with that. So you don't need to fill up an entire area. I did it over here too. Kind of fill up some of the sand that was here. And this makes it look like the equipment workshop's kind of more integrated, except for the generator that's going halfway through the wall. Yeah, that's good enough. That works. Yeah, putting these big pillars in here is kind of like you can use it as a half block. It looks good. And then what you could also do on top of that is use the small pillar in the same way. And then you can make rooms and stuff if you really want to, if you're building, for the people that are like into building bunkers, I guess. Yeah, doubles as a room support. You could do the same thing with the beams, too. But I don't think we would need to. Also, that beam is not right. Hey, Salaraith, 47 months. Appreciate it. Something like that. Hey, chat, what's the name of that restaurant with all the goofy stuff on the walls? Oh, you're talking about shenanigans, right? Can I get a liter of cola? What? Liter of cola. Do we make liter of cola? I hate that I have to put that sign there. I really wanted it right here, but for whatever reason, it won't let me put it here. Pumping Station Alpha sounds better. Blooming, let me take a look, see if it works. Good call, man. Thank you. Good meta right there, man. Thank you. Alright. Is there anything else that we need to put in here? I don't think so. I wish we had a smaller light than this big freaking ceiling light and then that thing. We need like a small lamp. Is there a lawnmower in this game? I could use one. A lawnmower? Again. There we go. Yeah, like a small light would be very useful. Okay. What time is the Rocket Lab launch? About 2 hours, I think. They're saying an hour 12, unless it moved up on the count. I don't know if it did. You can use the signs to illuminate the areas. Does that work? $72 minutes. There's a missive, but I don't know if a missive is making a difference. Finally got Christmas lights up. Nice. Try a different background. Oh. No, it's not casting light, guys. It's not casting light. We could put a light up here, yeah, but the lights would look ridiculous in here. Okay, I have a dumb idea, alright? You guys are just gonna pretend... You guys are just gonna pretend for me that we have smaller lights, okay? Can you do that for me? Just need you to pretend for me that, you know, this is a thing that we have. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Can't you dim the lights? The new Halo is very good. Nice, Midge. That's cool. I'm glad. They went back to the old aesthetic. That's neat. Oh, I always forget that you have to hit the freaking reply button. No. Wait, what's in layout? Wow. You can get really good with this. That's really cool. That's really freaking neat. That's really cool. Yeah, if I could do with just a smaller light, like something like that one that's being cast in here. That would be really cool. But hey, this is fine. This is, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Maybe just power substation, you think so? Yeah, the arrow's good enough. I'm wondering if I can move the arrow to the other side. No, it doesn't look like it. A little bit, Alex, yeah. Revest, how do you think that that looked? I think that was pretty good. So now we got to build the powerhouse up here. Here's what we'll do. Just for now. I'm not really sure I like that, because that means the doors are on the sides, except where the stairwell is, you know? That's kind of dumb. But if I did, you know, landing stairwell and then landing, I don't think I'd be able to get the walls to work right, because we'd be 12 meter, unless I have a half wall here. Are there half walls in the fix-it shop, dudes? Can we do that? Can we get away with that? Well, Midge, on a side note, it's good to hear that Infinite is neat. I'm not playing it. But, yeah. Half walls and quarter walls. Where are those at? I'm going to go ahead and guess that they're in the wall segment. I think you just cycle them with E. E. No, that's not the half. That's not exactly what I want. Yeah, I suppose you could half intersect. I'm just not sure how we're going to do that. Good call, Rush Shock. Well, shoot. Till. Today I learned that's a really, really awesome meta, dude. Yeah, that's pretty legit. Pretty legit meta right there, Reshok. Thank you. Real moment. Alright, well, cool. I just wanted to see how this stairwell works. I might put these stairwells in my main factory instead of these stairs that we have there, because those are so much quicker to go down. But this is where I want the stairwell to pop up, so let's figure out what we want in the powerhouse. Actually, it'd be nice if we could move this over one. I'm thinking here. Guys, I'm thinking how we want to do this. Yeah, Poison, I know what you mean. So we need the powerhouse. And there's the incoming thing. And the road is right here. But the road's technically going to turn and go down under there. And then I was thinking we could have a right of way for the road keep going if I want to expand it. And it would basically go straight right here. It would go straight out and then down there in the road if I wanted to extend it. I always try to give access for everything, you know? Like I could drive the Jeep through here if we want to underneath the train tracks. But that means the road, if I made it go straight and kind of end right here, right? That the powerhouse would need to be, yeah, basically right here. Is there terrain this way? There is. Dang it. Okay. This is a good footprint. We're 3x5. Yeah, that's a decent footprint for this thing. Cool. Alright, so... How goes Electron? This hasn't been updated. The real T0 is... Yeah, we're still a ways out. We're still a ways out for Electron. But yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good to go. Words. So what do I put in these substations and why? The substations are here, basically, the substations are here to be able to route power, so we can basically control the oil pumps from here. I have it split up onto 3 circuits. See that? See the 3 wires right there? Those go to the Purer. Pure is right there, normal is in the center, impure is on the left. Now, and then we're going to have a circuit for the pump station as well. And then I'll have a low voltage circuit for lights also. Now, why? Why do that? Why would you need that? Truth is, I don't know. I have no freaking idea. But this is one of those things, is if I'm gonna hook up the power kind of, the way I am right now, if I'm gonna do that, might as well. Like, might as well do that way, because, you never know when you're gonna have a power demand issue, or if I need to scale down oil production or whatever. It's easier. If I need to shut one thing off over the other, it's easier to get that done that way. That's not where the entrance is going to have to end up being. That was a sentence, I think. So in this substation, we'll have a bunch of switches and whatnot. I like using the fix-it floors as the indoor floors. But we gotta change something here. Give me a 2-meter foundation like that, and then give me 2-meter concrete, and put that here so it doesn't look like... Yeah, see? Now that's cool. Any chance for a small battery backup? That's what these areas are on the sides, username. I'm going to put battery backup in here. And that's why I moved the doors, because the batteries are going to be on the sides.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Spoon, what's going on? Yeah, we can't make stairs like this. It's not jiving well with the entrance, where the entrance is. Stairwell landing might need to be expanded. Or we could just leave it wide open. Like that. It's just the powerhouse after all. I'll figure out a better way to do it. Wide open with a vertical V down the middle. I gotta buy Satisfactory again on Steam for the sole reason of being able to play through parts on my Steam Deck once it ships next year. You know what? I don't like this. I'm not liking half-assing this. This is no good. I don't like it. We gotta figure out a better way to engineer a stairwell. I want to use these catwalk stairs. I think they look good. Just got to figure out a good way to do it, that's all. Vertical beam down the middle, Mason, is not a bad idea. Alright, let me check something. Could we do this? No, we can't. Alright, so put that there and put that there. That stairwell is not as cool. Yeah, Crashin', that might be a better way to do it. The problem is that would mean it would need to be 3 catwalks long. So here, let me show you. And this might not be an issue. Although, who knows? Just bear with me here for a second. This makes it so we could do the doors on the side, right? But this is 3 catwalk segments long. What am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do about this? Make it, just make it 4? Hey, meme. Memo meme, yeah. I don't have any of the display cases in this game, dude. Put rails right here. And we can have a nice open concept. You can have a nice open railing concept, and it's gone. No. Yeah, I think we could use the road barrier trick, but this way works just fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Jack. You're not wrong. So, fellas, here's the thing. Sorry, somebody just called me. Spam risk. Who is this guy? Why does he keep calling me? I don't know you, spam. In this particular application, guys, I'm cool with doing what we just did here. This is just fine. But I will shift the footprint of the building a little bit. Basically gonna knock out this wall and make it a nice open concept, and it's gone. that's not going to work either because that's awfully close to the damn train tracks. But we can put a doorway right here. That's the plus. Gotta just switch your power station to an open concept, Mr. Marsh, and it's gone. It's gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. Please move to the back of the lines for a customer. We serve a customer that's at this bank. Space Force is a great show. Yeah, it's alright. I don't really know anything about space. Space Force is a show that's made by people that know nothing about space. Just, I mean, putting it out there. Yeah, John Malkovich is funny. Nice. Alright, so where are those roof pieces here? Power distribution substation, drummer. No. Very big staircase for a little building. Because the staircase leads somewhere. Leads to my pumping station. Actually, what's stopping me from putting windows here? Remo?
I need your brain for 2 seconds.
Okay.
So... Sorry, Chad, I can't show you. I just want to make sure I'm not, like, I have this all calculated out right because I'm in the middle of a panic. So I did this color first, right?
Yeah.
And then I did these two colors together.
Yeah.
And then I did this color as a single.
Uh-huh.
Or I did this color as a single.
Okay.
Now I'm doing a mix of these two colors together, which is this column.
She's knitting something, guys.
Which is this column.
Yeah.
I'm mixing these two colors together. That's what I said, right?
Yes.
So then this column is just this color.
Okay.
And then it's a mix of these two colors here. It's a mix of the last two colors here.
Okay.
And then the last column here is just this color.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a gradient.
I know, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going crazy because I was
Yeah, no, that sounds right.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, chat. It's a Christmas gift, which is why I can't show you. Otherwise, I would. But I needed somebody else to verify that I'm not going crazy.
Yep.
Because I felt like I had miscounted at some point.
No, looks fine.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. It is a really wide stairwell, isn't it? Is it an Xmas gift for chat? I don't like it. I'm just gonna go with the regular stairwells, guys, that I used in the factory. It just looks bizarre this way. No, Yarg, it's not for you. Those are ramps, not stairs. That's why it's weird. The stairs, if I use the stairs with the landings drummer, it's 3 catwalk lengths long, like 1, 2, and 3. And I have no half wall segments, so that's pretty useless. So yeah. But these stupid stairs only go... No, I'm working on oil power. I can figure out the stupid oil thing, but I can't build a...
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Denise BR, 12-month resub. Thank you. Yeah, that's strange. It's alright, though. Nice, Lulz, yeah, there you go. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes you just gotta eat. Like, this has to stay open, this side, which is annoying. But, hey, it is what it is, I guess. One side of the stairwell needs to stay open because it's not the right length. It's fine. You know what? It's not a big deal. Annoying, but not a big deal. To make it look right, I'll just leave a gate wall. We'll do a gate wall on this side. And then we'll call it a day. And then I'll put another one down here to make it look right. Kind of weird because the stairwell kind of stops, but it's alright. It's fine. Took way longer than I really wanted to. Than I wanted it to, but that's okay. Building architecture is serious business, chat, okay? Can confirm. Can confirm. Serious business. Gotta have some skylights, man. Nice. All you missed was stairs being built. You know what, Merc? I would say shut up, but also you're not incorrect. That's not wrong. I'm sorry if they didn't space the stupid stairs right, man. What do you want from me? They didn't space it right, man. It's not my fault, Jabba. I'm working on the power station for the oil buffers, dude. Hey, Alucard. I'm alright. How are you? Rotors and frames should be easy enough to get. You know what, guys? I'm starting to think that this substation is a little bit too big. I don't think it needs to be this big. So I'm gonna cut part of the roof off, or part of the building out. And
Discovery, go at throttle up.
we're gonna do that on both sides. Jindex. What reset was that? That was the 39-monther. Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't think we need to make it this big on this side either. Which is annoying because I just finished it, but it's alright. Damn, Jackery. Ignore the temporary power line going through that. Okay. Alright, so we have our main power input here. Main power input will go here, and then we need a power switch. Oh crap, I gotta build AI limiters. Alright, get rid of these doorways. Get rid of that doorway. You know what, get rid of these two. These doors on the side. It's not enough of an open concept, Mr. Marsh. La 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 la, cream fresh. I forgot the cream fresh. The lights in MeCorp are like big industrial lighting. There's no small light in this game, and that needs to change. They really need to add a small one, dude. Yeah, because, yeah, this is annoying. Okay, so we're gonna need substation main input here. There's mods. Yeah. I've had this conversation before, so. This is oil substation main power input. Hey Ryan, what's up? Let's see, like there's little lights on that, and that's kind of cool, but it's just visual. It doesn't cast any light, which is, yeah, kind of the way it is. So we're going to need pure, impure, normal. And then the pump substation over here. I'll put a miscellaneous one and then lights. So I'll give this powerhouse enough for six connections. And yeah, master control is over here. And then we need power storage, so I need frames and stators. I should have enough to make some frames in here. Actually, let's use this. We need 2 power storage, so that should tell us how many frames we need. I'm gonna play Satisfactory between the launches. I think so, Alex, yeah. What's our T-minus for Electron? Icarus? Oh, maybe. So did you see the Eric Ralph take? Vulcan, I like Eric as a person, but I really don't pay attention to his takes. He likes SpaceX, man. That's cool. I don't try pissing in his cornflakes because I like Eric. I like Eric Ralph, unlike other people. I don't mind him. Eric doesn't bother me as much as other people, to be honest with you. I know there's been a lot of night launches, Tyrone, and it's killing me. It's freaking killing me, dude. All right, that should give us enough for our battery backups. Oh, poor U.S. time zones, am I right? I know what you're doing, and I don't like it. So why don't you just shut your trap before I put my foot in it? You see, I know what you're doing right now, and I don't like it. So why don't you just shut your trap before I put my foot in it? So what did he say, Vulcan? I don't think you'd like him after what he said today, but I'll leave that up to you. Okay, try me. Try me, dude. I might end up paying for that statement. You sure? Dude. Alright. Now, see, now you guys have clickbaited me. I don't know. Now I'm not sure. Now, like, what the hell did he say, dude? How crappy of a take was this? Hold on. Like, what do we... Rocket Lab has a launch. Yep. I don't know if they have a pre-launch show. Like, was it that bad, dudes? Like, I'm confused. What? What? Oh. Bro, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't... Don't be worried. Don't be worried about SLS failing. It would be the best possible outcome. Significantly decrease the high odds of SLS killing astronauts if NASA is forced to seriously reconsider its safety. SLS's design and Boeing's work. Loss of crew calculations verge on complete folly, and the idea that they actually predict anything or provide any real value is one of the worst things NASA is responsible for instigating. Oh my god, dude. Holy crap. Dude, I'm not even touching that one. Holy balls, that dude. What are you... what are you talking about, man? Stop. Just... wow. That's... bro. That's pretty stupid. Wow. Alright. Dude, what are you thinking? Like, why would... I don't understand why we think that's a good idea, but alright. The response. Tell me you're bad at math without saying. And he says, and I've been consistent on that point for years. Just because you're consistent doesn't mean you're right. Spaceflight would likely be safer if NASA was more focused on actual safety through excellence, oversight, and good design than make nonsense number go down. Merc, what's that? What's Elon posting? 4 kilobytes of RAM. Put people on the moon. 8 gigabytes of RAM. Chrome tab scary. Dude, guys, like, I don't really have anything to say. That's... That is the best reply. Yeah, check this out. I see that, depending on the publication, being a senior spaceflight reporter apparently requires little to no understanding of engineering, program management, risk management, or anything, or even anything associated with actually flying in space. Who said this? Yep. Yep. Yeah, see, that's what I try to change. You know what? Honestly, Tristan's right, and I've been saying that for years, and I'm saying that as an outsider. I don't have any industry experience in this field. Nothing. I've never worked for any aerospace company. But I fight tooth and nail to understand this stuff, because I mean, Tristan's right. There's a lot of spaceflight reporters out there that literally have no idea what they're talking about. They really don't understand. They have takes like that, which are terrible. And I've been very vocal about who really doesn't know what the hell they're saying and who doesn't, because it's like that's a slap in the face, dude. You know, like I can't help but feel sometimes like I go through all this work. I lose sleep over this, man. I spend my days reading up on technical documents and stuff like risk assessment and systems engineering and integrated engineering and ground service equipment and the physics to make all that stupid stuff work. And how it, like, my reporting is based on me trying to understand what the heck it is and being able to try and communicate it. It's pretty alarming that there's a very high amount of people out there that report on spaceflight that literally have no idea what they're talking about. Like, I mean, that's right. It's correct. That was my knee. It's really kind of alarming, and that's the kind of stuff that I try to fix. I try to curb it. I try not to sit here and say like this person is wrong, this person is wrong, this person right. It does end up manifesting itself, and that's something I should probably work on. But I try to teach you guys about like how NASA thinks and how they go about risk assessment. Like the other day they had a problem with SLS's umbilicals, and everybody reported is, oh, the SLS umbilicals aren't working correctly. That's not the whole story. That's not how that went down. One of the umbilicals in testing exhibited a failure mode where it would prematurely affect the end of life on the umbilical. Long story short, there were problems that they had with one of the SLS umbilicals that manifested themselves during testing that weared out the umbilical joint in a way that basically made it work like maybe once or twice and then it would break. That was after they had built the mobile launcher with the umbilicals on it. Then SLS went and did the umbilical test inside of the VAB where they separated the umbilicals. And the umbilical did the same thing. And everybody's like, oh, the umbilical's junk. Boeing doesn't know what they're doing. They have no idea what they're talking about. The reality of that situation is that you do not want to try to fix it before you figure out and understand what the heck you're doing. If your test umbilical at Kennedy Space Center's industrial site, right? Well, not industrial site, it's O&C. If the test umbilical exhibited failure modes and the main umbilical also exhibited failure modes, that means they're the same. That is a uniform data set right there between two different umbilicals exhibiting the same behavior. You wanted it to fail. Honestly. Because if the umbilical on the test stand worked and the umbilical on the actual mobile launcher didn't work, or did work, then you have inconcurrent data. That's not good. That means you don't understand, like there's something going on that's not working correctly. Because why would it work over here and not work over here? And everybody said, like, oh, the umbilicals failed. The umbilicals failed. SLS sucks, am I right? Without even bothering to figure out that that's what NASA wanted it to do. Because if they tested the umbilical and it didn't fail, that's a problem. Because spaceflight isn't just about, oh, it worked that time, let's send it. Yeah, that doesn't work. That gets people killed. That is factored into the exact safety calculations that Eric is saying are useless. Yeah, I know. Like, what the hell do you want? Like, I don't freaking... Dude, this is the kind of stuff I'm trying to say, like, yo, this is not good. You shouldn't do this stuff. You shouldn't be like that. Hey, Maggie, 60-month resub. Yeah, you want the reliability, Alucard. If the main umbilical failed and the one on the test stand didn't, then it's inconcurrent. Simultaneously, if it's vice versa, still inconcurrent data. That means you need more analysis. You didn't figure it out because you don't understand what the heck you made. That's the way it works in Kerbal, though. Yeah, Ryan, I know, right? Rocket Lab is live. Stop hurting yourself. You already hit your funny bone. Yep. NASA already paid the highest price for lack of safety culture. If anyone is cognizant of safety, it's them. I know, Dr. J. The mental gymnastics here are pretty bad. Like, the guy demonstrated he fundamentally has no idea how. He's just willing to throw NASA's risk assessment completely out the window. He's willing to throw NASA's systems engineering out the window, their waterfall-style testing out the window, and say that that's all useless. Like, that's years and years of data and understanding and safety protocols that were paved in blood, or written in blood, by the way, not paved. It's not a freaking road. You know, that's. Oh, you gotta stop that. You gotta stop that stuff. That stupid mentality is how people get killed. And it's funny because he's saying that safety culture has led to people getting killed. Once again, demonstrating a fundamental misunderstanding of how safety culture in a space program actually works. See what I'm talking about? Bro, like, the guy thinks he's right. Like, you think you're right, but you're not. Like, he has the right conclusion, but the take about that right conclusion is so ridiculously wrong. Like, is there any way to get it to stop raiding peasants? Go to the main menu and go to gameplay settings. You have to be on the main menu, though, S. Yeah, it's pretty bad, Vulcan. That sucks. I mean, I like Teslarati articles. They're pretty good, man. Like, there's no need for saying stuff like this. There's no need for it. You don't need to do that. Like, it's so strange. I've seen this behavior before. It's so strange that people just won't. Like, people have some, like, super vendetta against SLS, and they can't understand. They can't understand that it's actually going to exist and that it's actually going to happen. Like, in their mind, that's like the equivalent of, like, sacrilege or something. It's so bizarre. Like, they can't understand the fact that you can have SLS and Starship coexisting, and that actually ends up being more spaceflight capability in the long run. I just don't get it. They keep blocking my tractor routes. Yeah, I gotcha. That guy went from cashier at a diner to spaceflight journalist. So did I, Thomas. So did I. What the fuck, man? Excuse my language. Sorry, guys. So did I. I was delivering pizzas. I delivered pizzas worked on a damn loading dock. Give me a friggin' break, dude. I gotta time myself out for swearing, guys. Sorry. Sorry. They were good pizzas, though. They were the best freaking pizzas, dude. I make good pizza, okay? I put French fries on my pizza. Think about it. I have pizza, and the slices are triangular. But if you put a lot of slices, if you put a lot of stuff on your pizza, you're going to go and take it, and it's going to fall over. Your topping is going to fall over. That's terrible. So what I did was we had long-cut French fries, and I took long-cut French fries. I cooked them well done, so they were crispy fries, right? And then I took the fries and I put them in the middle of the slice. And I made sure that I pressed the fry into the dough. So the dough rose around the fry and held it in position. That way, when you put a lot of toppings on your pizza, the fry acts as a triangulated T-brace with the crust of the pizza. So when you pull the pizza out, you can take it up and the toppings don't fall off. Bro, I make the best freaking pizza, okay? I T-jointed a French fry with the pizza crust to make it so it triangulated load on the pizza slice. I'm not kidding. Dude, I'll have to go down to the pizza place and ask if they can do that. Or I'll make it myself. ISO-grid pizza when? That's literally what I did, Alex. We did an ISO-grid. All right, let's switch over to Rocket Lab. So we have, this is the Rocket Lab. Like, what's, I don't understand. I self-taught myself this stuff, guys. I learned about spaceflight by reading NASA technical resources and reading NASA systems engineering book and reading rocket propulsion elements. I lose sleep over this stuff. I still read about spaceflight to this day, every day. I'm looking at a